You're killing me. You're honestly killing me.
Alright, we'll start that question again from now. 1, 2, 3. What's up? I'm Lost Taylor.
I'm Aaron McKenzie.
We're from a band called Whilst He Sleeps. You're watching Metal Hammer Germany.
Yeah. I started playing guitar like 2004, and then me and Sean got in a band together. Just like this is like super early on. It's a bit embarrassing, but I'm going to give you the facts. We're in a band. We're in a band called Maximum Volume.
Great.
that was the name. We cranked it loud, and on our 15 watt PV amps, I think it was. So yeah, we played in a band together, and then he knew Matt and Sav at that time because he was in like the same year at school and everything, and then he started writing music with them. And then, so I was in my own band called Tact back in the day, and then he was. Well, I think that's what they want. So, so then Matt, Sav, and Sean was playing in a band together. Then I was in my band, and then they had a bassist at the time that I think he just wasn't very attentive, and he didn't really want to like. I didn't think he wanted to be in the band so much anymore. So. Then he left, and then because I hung around with the guys all the time, they asked me to join, and then that's when we'd like that's when
my introduction was the band. My introduction to Whilst She Sleeps was telling them that you should play the bass for the band.
Yeah, well, I joined like 6 months down the line when like after Whilst She Sleeps started, and. Yeah, and then we started playing shows in Doncaster and everything, and that's where we met Loz, and like he was playing in bands back then. We literally played Doncaster and Sheffield from the period of like 2006 to 2009, like constantly.
So basically, what happened was I was in a local band from my area. The guys were from Sheffield, and they started playing shows in a local area. In the same venue, I actually saw Kasabian play to like 80 people.
The Leopard.
The Leopard, yeah. And so the guys played a show, and then we remember meeting the guys, and at the time they had a place called The Barn, and everyone used to get drunk and stoned constantly, and it was really fun. And so we started hanging out, and then eventually, a few years later, the singer wasn't too interested. It seems like he wants to settle down.
Yeah, well, we got
job, and I was like, I'll play in the band. I think the band's crazy talented. And that's how it kind of started, really. We played a lot of local areas. And
to fill in a few blanks, we got offered a tour by a band who back then was called Ignominious Incarceration.
Ignominious Incarceration.
And so we were like in that
incarceration.
And that was our first official tour offer. And so we at the time we were like, right, okay, we all had jobs, we all at like and some of us were at universities, so we were like, it was all our dream to do it. This is why we're doing it now, like we really wanted to be in a band and go the full extent of it.
Can I interrupt?
So
I think the main thing about when you
because I'm not finished.
Okay.
And then so it was like we all got together and we decided let's quit our jobs, let's quit everything, like all the commitments we've got going on, and then our current singer at the time, he just had commitments that he didn't really want to let go. So and he had a good job as well. So he was just like, yeah, like I'm good for that. And then that's where we were like, let's get Loz in the equation.
That's where it all went to shit.
And so yeah, now we got this guy.
And I was like. Yeah, so like I said already, I was like, the band's crazy talented. Before I was even in the band, I was a super fan. I thought the music they were producing, even at a very young age, in terms of quality and shows they were playing, like, it was a no-brainer for me. I was just like, yes, I'm involved. I can shout, and that was it.
And that's it. That was everything.
For a few shows around Europe, and then.
Well, yeah, you did. Well, it depends how in depth you want to go with this. Like, yeah, he did fill in some shows for the current singer at the time. A few months.
Oh my God, he's so much better than Jordan.
A few months prior.
Let's get him in.
To him actually joining. So it's just So and that's pretty much everything.
But I think I'd
And-
like to say on like just for the record. Say on like just for the record. Say on like just so the camera knows. Like before I joined the band were already like a very talented, good band. Do you know what I mean? Like the level of like playing and the musicality was insane from the start, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna get myself up in there.
And that's everything before 2009.
If I can get to 50 years old and be smashed out of mind most days, and you know, and I had a great time doing it, that's my goal. And if I can be 50 years old, maybe while she sleeps does acoustic songs by the time I'm 50 years old.
So Loz's goal is to be 50 and smashed out of his mind every day while still playing in a band.
No, you know what I mean. Just have the best time.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't preempt it too much. You're not like we don't take it for granted. We know we're lucky that people give a fuck about our band in the first place, and that's special. But apart from that, just stoked, man.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
We don't really think too much into the future. If we could do this when we're 50 and play some acoustic songs, like that'd be cool. But like to basically give it as much life as it can have, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
We just do what we love doing for as long as possible.
I think we just want longevity out of this band and our career. It's basically what we want. We did have the bond back in the day, and which was like, and we had that from a very young age. Like we've been friends with Matt for years, and he well, like his dad, and he provided this like space where like we like since we was musicians from the very start, we always had this place to go hang out and just like and be really creative. And like I think back then, like even now, you know, like bands like pay to have practice spaces and have this and that when they're growing up. They don't really have like the freedom that we had to be like really creative and have that hangout that we had, that creative hub. And I think that
sorry, the treehouse vibe that you have when you're a kid.
It was that, yeah.
Hanging out there, it was very much like the Bart Simpson kind of treehouse.
It was that, and then
we had everything there. It's like, and it was a shame to lose that. And with the new space and the new album, I think we had a new lease of life in terms of a creative area and a place to feel like we can be ourselves.
When we felt like we just really needed to like have the new creative hub. Do you know what I mean? We felt like we needed to regain. Like getting the warehouse was like regaining like some of that that bit of nostalgia, but some of that like creativeness that we had. We felt like when we got that place, it was
like
just somewhere.
New place that we created that felt like the original.
Yeah, exactly.
Band, you know.
Exactly, that's what.
I think obviously it doesn't work the same for every band, but for us, we need that creative space. We're a very DIY punk rock band. We do our designs are from us. All the videos that you see online are from us, and we need that space. And so getting together and basically building from the ground up like a new place to chill was really important. And I think it's definitely helped towards making You Are We the album we wanted it to be.
Yeah,
it's important to us to have that creative space. A lot of people use the word organic. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's a bit cliche, but like we tried to write this album in such an organic way. But yeah, it was like we tried to make it as organic as possible and really jam vibe and.
Like that, it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, it's going to be.
No, because
I don't think.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, cut.
That's what I wanted to say before you interrupted me.
1, 2, snap, go. 1, 2, 3.
You know, like no label as.
Start any sentence with you know. You won't get past your GCSEs. That's all. Yes, it was. Start any sentence with you know.